Biden and
Oh,
Trump.
are you alive now?
Yeah, we are live now. I'm not even going to itch or wait until anybody come out. We're just going to get into it. So, viewers, welcome to Real Life JA on JBell Entertainment TV. I am your host, Shane Reed, and I must apologize for the very, very late start. Apparently, Mr. Host was traveling and he just got home and all sorts of stuff happened, but we are live at 10:43 p.m. All right, so we're going to get into it. So, welcome, Sir Oates, and happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you clearly.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. So, who is Craig Oates? So, we start with your biography first. Tell us something. Who is Craig Oates?
I'm just a normal person. I was born in Sandy Bay. I grew up between Sandy Bay and Woodlands, which is basically a part of Hooper, Roundhill there. Attended better school. I probably attended about two schools at the same time. Better school, Miss Ivy Wigan, lessons, um, passed my common entrance at GSAP, as it is now called. Went to
Pep.
Cornell
It's now
College,
called Pep.
did 7 years at Cornell College,
Okay.
left Cornell College, and at 18 years old, um, I joined the Jamaica Transport Air Force. I served until 2008. Um, I resigned, worked at the Ritz-Carlton as a director of prevention for 7 or 8 years. And then during that period of time, I have been in the transportation industry, um, specifically taxi, route taxi. Um, I've also been into real estate. We have invested in buildings. Um, I'm also a community activist who works very closely with youth development. Sponsors various finally, not just in Eastern Hanover, but all across Hanover. That has been done since I was probably 20 years old. So I also do giveaways back to school. I've assisted persons to further education financially. I've mentored students. I I would say um I'm somewhat of an activist. Some people probably say political activist. I'd say no, I'd say I'm a community activist because I I care much about my community. I think that it is sad that our grandparents and our parents enjoyed a better way of life 30, 40 years ago than we did now. They had cleaner water, they had better roads, they had a better crime situation, they had a better garbage collection and disposal problem, and there was more of a commitment and more of a better educational curriculum for our society. And over the years we have watched the country, but I'm gonna speak about it because
Before before
I'm not
you
in politics. I am
before
start
before
from
you before you get to speak to Hanover and get into the community aspect of you, let's go back biographical a little bit. I know, and you don't have to answer this, but when you were or when you decided to put yourself into the political realm the other day to run as candidate, persons were attacking you about the perceived relationship with your mother. Do you want to address that?
um let me tell you something. People we're talking about biography, so I think it's not a
Hmm.
topic. But I can just address that. All of those things are fabricated stuff. I mean understand the way how the game of politics has been played. And quite honestly, probably I'm glad that you throw it out there, to give the form. I'm going to tell you the truth at the matter. At 6 months old, I was taken to live with my aunt in Woodland. I have never in my entire life lived with my mom. Never. Not for a day. So persons would have just logged on to that what do you call it?
Story.
Jam sham or political because there's not much to attack me with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So persons will come out and say, oh, he doesn't speak to his mother. Well, the truth of the matter is, I've never lived with my mother. I live with my grandmother in Sanderby and my aunt, my father's sister in Woodland. And everybody who lives in these communities knows that. Most of who says all of these stuff, they've never seen me with my mother yet in all my years on this earth. Never. But they are quick to jump onto anything at all because there is not much to say or to prove against me.
Mm-hmm.
So there actually was no relation. I have no ill feelings towards my mother, but the truth of the matter is I never grew up with her. I've never had her. I've never. All right?
So you're saying it's just a contrived person just spread the stories that you are in argument with your
Yes, they
mother and all
created
that.
it.
There's something.
They created it, but
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing to it because I never grew up. I grew up
Mm-hmm.
with my granny and I grew up with my aunt.
So how was Cornwall? How did you end? And I know you're
Cornwall
proud.
was
You're proud to.
really
Mm-hmm.
how would I put it? The building block for whatever success I've had in life.
Mm-hmm.
I left Cornwall with 7 A levels and 3 A levels, 7 O levels and 3 A levels to include GP,
So you did
general
well in
paper.
school, man.
I did very well. Both in sport, I was co-captain at Cornwall at the Costa Cup level, and I captained the under 14 and the under 16 football team. And I played the Costa Cup for 3 seasons, winning the Benton system. Cornwall was how would I put it? Cornwall was something that molded me into the kind of person that I really am.
What did you enjoy most about it, though? Football or the
About what?
What did you enjoy most about Cornwall? What was it
About
that stood out most about?
about Cornwall?
Yeah, your 7 years that you spent. You spent 7 years in school. What stood out most
I
about
mean, I enjoy the fact that I got to interact with some of the movers and shakers now in our society.
it?
I
Mm-hmm,
learned to, as Cornwall College motto say, converting boys into men of might. Yes,
mm-hmm.
I was converted from being a little boy to living as a man of might, prepared for the world. Because I think that our education system is so structured that it doesn't give our students the type of tools it is required to go out there in life. So, you leave school with 7 O levels, but a guy that is considered so-called done, he goes to a trade. He doesn't go to this big university. He goes and he learns a skill, mechanic, carpentry, welding, and over time, he's more successful than the so-called bright. So at
Mm-hmm,
Cornwall, we were afforded education as also a skill set. So,
mm-hmm.
hats off for that.
Police force, thank you for that response, Mr. Oates. Police force at 18. I mean, why the police force? You had seven subjects, O levels, and all of those things. Why the police force?
Again about the police force.
Why the police force? Why did you choose to join the police
Why I
force?
chose the police force because I was out of school and I wanted a job. I didn't have any financial support after leaving school. As
Mm-hmm,
I said, I didn't grow up with a mother,
mm-hmm,
and my father was a father, yes, but he never had it that way to
mm-hmm,
push me to the other level. Um, a lot of the guys that were going to university, they used to come behind me in my class in terms of placement. But financially, the money wasn't there, so I had to live. And I had to
Mm-hmm.
make my transition into adulthood. And I
Mm-hmm.
was living with my aunt, and I had to go out there now to be a man. So the police force was really the best option at the time
Mm-hmm.
to go into manhood and to contribute to the society and to further my education, which I guess life experience it never reached that level. Because then I realized that going to university and getting a degree
It was a
doesn't
waste of time.
necessarily doesn't necessarily translate into higher salary. I mean, because we're taught to work on the plantation and to work for people. While while when you work for yourself, you actually get a peace of mind and you actually get the opportunity to grow your own business. And that is what I did.
All right. So again, thank you for that response. Your detractors have all sorts of stories to say about the reasons why you left the police force and all of those things. Do you want to
Let me
address
tell you something. Again, if you know me, when I speak very loud, I speak very close.
it? Yeah.
I serve in the Jamaica Constabulary for 14 years. I have never even gone to order leave. I've never been charged in the court of law. I've never been investigated. I've never been told that I am going to be investigated. I am being investigated. I have never even been charged departmentally. I voluntarily resigned because of um, as a matter of fact, I'm really a rolling stone. I'm not the kind of person who is going to stay in a position for 30 years and then come out and live off a pension that cannot feed me. I had the vision and the foresight to know that I should make myself adaptable to the changing world that was beckoning. So even when I was in the police force, I was basically starting my taxi business when other police officers were just buying. I got my first loan when I left the police force from the Jamaica Police Cooperative Credit Union. And I used my money and bought three Jeeps. I got $500,000. I bought three motorcars and had them running taxis. I know other police officers who got theirs and they buy one car and it was parked at the station and they had to pay for it. I had the vision to have an income coming in. So my success from an early age has always had persons speculating, speculating without any proof at all. Just the same way they speculate against the current member of parliament, who was a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JBell. Let's not go around that. Let's not go around that. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of speculation to go around if there is any. Okay.
All right. I hear your critic. So why is it that you think persons just make up stories? Is it that your personality is too
I can
strong?
answer that. I
Yes,
can
yes,
answer that. They
yeah.
do that because guess what? I am someone who takes a position on a lot of situations that exist in the community. On both sides of the political fence, both the PNP and the JP. And
Hmm.
it rubs some persons the wrong way. So they search and they try to find anything that can stick. Because as I said to you just a while ago, and I could see the surprise on your face, I've never lived with my mother for 1 day. A lot of persons don't know that. For 1 day, at 6 months old, I was taken by my mother and left at my aunt's house. And I was between my aunt and my grandmother in Sandy. My grandmother, who I left her house just yesterday. So I cannot tell you why persons, but just like all successful persons, people will try to find a way to put stuff. And as I said, based on my work over the years in the community, I have fostered a very strong relationship with the youth in the community and elderly persons because I work for the community all year. So that gives me a following. So I've been accused of swaying elections for.
No, hold on. Craig, don't drop the gun. You're not going to drop the gun. We soon come to that. So you're not going to drop the gun on that.
You don't have a lot of time. I just came in from
Yeah,
Jamaica, so I'm
yeah, you're
tired.
not going to. No, you're not going to drop. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to personalize you somewhat before we get to that. So I know you're a family man and you're a proud father. Um,
No, no. In my interview, I don't want to put my personal family life out there. I'm not going to do that. I
no,
can
no, man.
just tell
I am.
you I have two sons. One lives in Canada. He's gainfully employed, doing very well. And one is 10 years old. He lives in the United States. And they are very good. I keep them outside of the realm of my private life is not public. I'm not going to have any discussion at all.
Let me finish the question, man. What are your advice for persons who are planning to become parent? Because based
Let
on
me
what
speak
I'm
up a little
seeing
bit
you,
louder because I'm not hearing
what
you.
I don't know if it's my headphone or your headphone, but I'm hearing you and
I
you're
don't
not hearing
know.
me.
Let me see.
You hear me?
You're saying?
All right, may I hear you better now? You hear me now?
Uh-huh.
You hear me better now, Craig?
Yeah, I'm hearing you better.
All right. Advice for persons who want to become parents, because based on what I've seen you post, you seem to
Want
be
to become what?
parents. What are your advice for
My advice
young?
of persons who want to become parents. Let me just use my example. I got my first son when I was 26 years old, going
Mm-hmm,
into 27.
mm-hmm,
And I grew my son as a single father until he was probably almost 18. I used to bring my son to police station at night. And when I went out on patrol as a detective, it was the women district constable and women police officers who used to watch over him for me. And when I come off duty, I would have him. That is the amount of care I have for my son. But
mm-hmm.
my advice to single parents would be that there's going to be dark days when it is very difficult and it would appear that you have nowhere going. But if you hold strength and you fight it through, you will find that there's always a silver lining at the end. And in most cases, those kids are the ones who come out looking very, very good. So, single parents out there, sometimes you want to probably lose hope, don't lose hope. So, and some advice to parents is set standards for your kids. Take principled decisions for your kids. Don't just throw your kids carrots.
Mm-hmm.
You should also throw them lime. Because if you just throw them and have carrots in front of them, then they will come and they will have a sense of entitlement. And that by itself will not assist them in the wider society. And the last been that I've been chairman of basic school and high school and other educational institutions and have provided discipline and counsel for our younger people. And then when we were running, I used to be in charge of the Hanover Football Academy. I formed that. And on any given Saturday between Saturday and Hooper, we would have sometimes up to 100 youngsters. 100. And I would bring in resource personnel like Theodore Kappa, Dr. Dean Wedderly, Edwin Alcock, God bless his soul, former winning SEMA coach, Wendell Downsville, all those persons to just come and share their life experience. So the body of work that I've done in the community, in my opinion, is unmatched. But it is always a team effort because there's always other resource persons we work along with to get stuff going.
All right. Thanks for that response. I don't know if it's my end, but are you
Bless
hearing
up
me clearly?
yourself, Alan. Yes.
Are you hearing me clearly, Craig?
I'm hearing you very clearly.
There's a feedback coming. I don't know if
I don't
another.
know. I don't know. I'm not on anything.
All right, Alan says he's not hearing clear, so I know you have to start that out.
Are you hearing clearly now?
Go again.
Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, you're better now. Way better.
Okay, because the phone is probably closer to me. So I only come closer to me.
All right. All right. So let's get into politics and community now. So yeah, they blame you for Paula loss and blame you for all that. What happened there? Why?
I could not be blamed for powerlessness because I was supporting the PNP and Paula was actually. So why would you blame me for my opponent's loss? I should be praised for winning the election for the PNP. But the thing about it is, if I was to be blamed for Paula's, I was not to be blamed for Paula's loss. Paula came to Eastern Hanover in 2011. At that time, when Paula came and ran against Dr. D.K. Duncan, I was basically managing Dr. D.K. Duncan. I was Dr. D.K. Duncan's main man. My job was to let Paula lose. So why would I be blamed for Paula being losing when I was supporting the PNP? What you're saying doesn't make any sense.
So
I was supporting the PNP and she's running as a
you weren't a part of her team.
I was never a part of Paula's team. Paula was my friend. When Paula lost the election to DK, Paula came to my house and said to me that it was DK who beat her. It was me. And we have a friendship to this day. We have a friendship to this day. So, you see, all of your assumptions, they're so easily put in a box. Because my job was to ensure that Paula lose. My job was to support Dr. D.K. Duncan and the PNP. I've never gone into an election campaign with Paula Kajal. 2011, I was no longer a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I was Dr. D.K. Duncan, Chief Road Operative in Eastern Hanover. My job was to, and Paula Kajal so respected me that after she lost the election, for 2 years almost after in that election, I was the person that she leaned on for strength until she decided to walk away from the constituency. I can't get into all that stuff, but I won't be allowed.
That won't be long. All right. So why the PMP though? Why did you choose to become a supporter or a member of the People's National Party?
Listen, in my lifetime I have supported. Listen, I grew up in a PNP household. My mother is a staunch PNP, but as we say, I've never lived with my mother. My aunt I grew with PNP. My grandmother grew with PNP. My auntie from Sandy Bay, Lawrence Reed, they call her Reedy. If you know that club, I grew up with her too. Staunch PNP. My father was a supporter of JBell. Not a Labour, right? But he voted JBell. So my mother was a PNP, my father was a Labour. But I grew up in the period and the era of my family, who gave us free education. Jamal, Nabasta, and I want to other social things that changed the fabric of Jamaica political landscape. And like anybody else, like you grew up supporting the PNP based on what I was told. For now, I then supported the JLP. And for me, growing up as a child, it's like some persons, they believe that they should support one thing all their life. You're from Manchester. Based on my investigation, you were on the opposite side of the fence. You are PNP. You probably come to the realization that the JLP was the best vehicle to grow your growth in society. You
made a change. People like me rush for it. The political bantering, really. But you, as an individual, have to know what is good for you. You came to Eastern Hanover, you probably tried to find a home in the PNP. You found a home in the JP. And what has it done for you? You have done your masters. I mean, it's not politics, but you have done a masters or a doctorate. The problem that we have in our society is that persons believe that if they choose the green or the orange, they should stick to any position that the green and the orange have. And that is why persons that vote in the political debate have a problem with my thought process. Because if you don't do well, I'm going to say you don't do well. But and if you do well, I'm going to give you the credit. And persons, I was in Jamaica a few years ago.
But hold on,
and I wore
hold on. You put yourself up as a candidate, as one of the persons who want to be a candidate.
Let me not say something to you about that.
Yes. So weren't you a PMP at the time?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I just say that to you? But being a supporter of the PMP,
yes,
does not preclude me from saying what is right and what is not.
Okay.
And that rubs a few persons, a few people. I've been critical of Dr. D.K. I've been critical of Ian Hayes. I've been critical of William Hayes coming into the constituency from outside. Because I think that Hanover and Hanoverians deserve leadership from within the parish. That has probably earned me a few detractors. Because some persons are into politics for what they can get. I have never gotten a political contract from a politician in my life. I speak to every politician the same way I'm speaking to you. I am very frank when I speak to politicians. It's like I am out there for 2 years saying Dave Brown, the current MP, needs to do a better job. He has started to do some work. I'm not going to come out there and say congratulations, Mr. Brown. You are doing a good job. I'm not afraid to come out and say that. But if you do that, some persons come and they say, oh, you're supporting the other side of the party. But political parties are formed to better our communities. It is not formed for personal aggrandization or to give work to the few.
So why didn't the PMP give you the nod? Somebody, you are community focused. You're not in it for what you can get.
I cannot speak. I'm not going to do on this topic, but I will say something. I cannot speak as to why the PMP did or did not. But I can tell you what I think. As I said, I've been critical of the vice chairman of the party. I have in the past been critical of the leader of the party for not coming to Hanover and causing all kind of bangering and mayhem and causing Dave Brown and Tamika Davis to win both seats in 2016. I've been critical of persons coming from outside and they're always deciding on how Hanover is to be run. They are always our deciders, that Kingston crew, those boys and girls in Kingston, the ones who go to the Campion and the Georges and the Caseys, they sit in Kingston and they send us people and they expect us to take it. And it's on both sides. It's on both sides. So I cannot, I have ruffled enough feathers. But you are sitting there as the host of this program. And you know I've been against you. I'm not doing my own hand, but I am the most potent political voice in Hanover. And it is for a reason why I listened to. When I first read political news, when I used to do that,
All right. Viewers, welcome to Real Life JA on JBell Entertainment TV. I'm your host, Shane Reed. We're sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill. We are talking with Mr. Craig Anoveran, host, Oates. We have been waiting for this interview for days and months, and we had some issues, and
Somewhat?
we had some issues in terms of connections.
Oh, not my fault.
Belly suggesting that you set your phone landscape. That might help the
And
sound.
I travel today, so but let's get along so we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
get stuff.
yeah. All right. So give me your. Again, it seems as if, according to the stories that I heard, you were instrumental in choosing the current counselor, in his selection as candidate for the Hopewell division. Was that true?
I was chairman for Eastern Hanover constituency, and I think I played a major role, yes. Because when you look at the Hopewell division, it is really the largest division. Hopewell has developed under both PNP and JP. That's the
Mm-hmm.
truth. But it is the JLP has strong pockets of JLP.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes down to the council, the only time the PNP since the election of 1993, which was won by Francis Tunnell. No, the last election that was won by Colin Brown. Since 2002, when Barrington Gray won the Hopewell division, the PNP has never won the Hopewell division, nor the Chester Castle division in a general election.
When did in a general election? Oh.
In a general election.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it stands to reason that the PNP, that the JLP has more likely voters in the Hopewell division. So we needed a candidate that could really win. There was a candidate in place that was doing some work. And I got in here. But there were internal forces that was hell-bent. And it so came up that this young man came, and he came through. I think the former councillor polled about 1,500, and he lost probably about 500 or 600 votes. Because the stronghold of Haddington, I'm not talking personal politics, I'm just in general.
Yeah,
I was not going to get deep into the weeds. I'm just doing some educational stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So the former councillor could have been councillor for life if certain stuff was done or met. And I saw what was happening, and for about a year and a half, I was out there. I mean, was my very good friend, family, and I told him, you're from a community, one where, which is Haddington, welcome, Newman's Ghana. Your family base is very big, and your friends base is very big. If you lose that, you're going to be in problems. So if you're not getting the money, and this is the problem I have with politicians, they don't speak. Just like how we have garbage over in the entire constituency of Eastern and everybody's quiet. So the JLP just did not come out and vote in a new competition. This young man won. Is he as quiet as Devon? Yes. Have I been hoping that he would have come out stronger? Yes. Early days. So I'm very reserved, but I can only say this publicly that Hopewell is a very, how would I put it, demanding community with a lot of different set of constituencies in terms of people and communities. And if he does not step up to the plate, he's going to find himself in the same position as Devon.
So, were you surprised at the victory, though?
No, no. I'm really a numbers person. And I know that I expected him out of 10,000 votes. I was expecting his winning number to be 1,800. I thought that Devon was going to get 1,600. I don't have my own reading and political history and division. I didn't know that he would have gotten 1,500. But him getting 1,500 votes, the young man got 1,600. That is still telling me that 7,000 people did not vote for him. So it really was a case of the midterm blues hitting the JLP, and liberals just did not come out to vote.
What are your thoughts about the victory overall in the parish for your party, or what are your thoughts on that?
Again, I'm not going to take the credit, but I will have to take some. I was the person who was at the forefront, always leading the fight and taking the fight to the table in terms of pointing out deficiencies in the work of the member of parliament and the present councillor and the former councillor was not doing, as also as a political operative exploiting the disunity that had existed in the Chester Castle between former councillor Bunde, the Irish, a good friend, who was removed. I'm not going to say by the MP because the MP by himself cannot remove, but was removed by the JLP political machine. Don't ask me who directed that. That is something I don't want to get into any personal politics. But I personally and publicly exploited that. So even if you look in the Chester Castle division, out of 7,000 votes, they don't even get between the JLP and the PNP, which you see it was 1 by 100. They don't get 2,000 votes public.
Yeah.
So
a little bit over
5,000 other people did not vote in that election. So when you look, let me just give some numbers quickly. So the way the PNP won in Eastern elections, out of 25,000 people vote, 2,100 in Sandy Bay division to the PNP, 1,600 in Hopewell, and 1,100 in Chester Castle. That's like 4,800. Right? That's 4,800 out of 25,000. That is telling me that it's very poor. 20 for the PNP, that one, 20,000 people did not vote. And for the JLP that last, more than 20,000 people did not vote for them either. So persons in Hanover are completely turned off by politics. And they want to see some level of work and some level of ideology being followed. You know? So when you look at Western Hanover, it is even worse. 5,000 people out of 32,000 people that go to the PNP in Western Hanover. So out of 32,000 people, 27,000 people did not vote for the winning party. And for the JLP, it is even worse. So you have more people not voting for the JLP. Will that affect both political parties in the next election? It could and it could not. It depends on what the incumbent councillors does. The same division that you're on. If it is that people feel that the councillors are not doing any work, then they are going to stay at home. So the local election, other persons don't vote. 29.9% of the population voted. The current member of Parliament of Eastern Hanover, JBell, and many said that probably if you had started at Paddington Road before the local election, Devon Brown would have easily ranked home. But that was not the case. So with Devon Brown now doing the biggest infrastructure work some part of the Woodlands Road. And with numerous being fixed, there leaves just a very small road network in that densely populated area to be fixed. And that will be Temple and Tapping, which basically is not the member of parliament road. But the member of parliament, through the farm program, can fix the Temple road. With all of those major road networks up in that area fixed. The politics 1 year from now in those communities and with this spark money that is supposed to be spent 150 million, the political landscape in Eastern Hanover doesn't and probably won't look the same as it did in February
2026.
this year.
2024, you have about 2026, yes.
You're running ahead of your time. and you have to remember also that in a general election, because there are some persons who don't like the member of parliament. I mean, I personally don't have anything against him. He was my very good friend, but you know, when they speak about persons and it affects them politically, they never jump in on your show. But if you ask him, they don't even have no differences. As a matter of fact, one of the most major decisions that I made in my life, he was the person who gave me that advice.
Was it the business? Was it to do business or what? What was the advice that he gave you?
Business as personal, not something personal.
Yeah.
Something personal. I won't say it.
Yeah.
So we have never
that.
had.
You know what I'm surprised. You know what I'm surprised, Craig? I'm surprised at how private you are, because I get the impression from, if you listen to people talk about you, everything about you is out there, but that's not true. That's not.
Yeah, but listen, the minority of people will dislike my guts because I'm very straightforward and I speak truth to power. You know, you're aware, you know my political strength. You guys are smiling right now because I'm not politically active for the PNP. So you guys have that kind of influence. I smile. Because whenever there is no great votes in the politics, and this is historically proven, when I'm not on the side of the PNP normally does poorly. And the reason is because they do not have that level of communication.
All right, so you have assessed the local government election somewhat, and you have gone into projecting into 2025 somewhat. So your party, the People's National Party, have selected.
No. Let me just make something clear. I grew up supporting the PNP. I am not a member of the PNP.
Okay. All right.
I am not a member of the PNP. I support what the PNP stood for. I support what the PNP was formed to do. But the direction that I see the PNP going currently, I am not a member of the PNP. I was a member, I was chairman, I resigned. I was a member of a group, and I'm just putting on any subject so that your shows at the local level, it will be watched and persons can discern for themselves. I'm not a member of the PNP. I resigned all positions.
So all. What is it that you don't like about the current trajectory or position that the PNP has taken?
Let me just leave it at that. I'm not going to. I mean, I'm here for the community. I made some promises to some person that I'm not going to get that deep into the weeds of politics. I just believe that political party, when it comes down to leadership, there has to be principle stance. And what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And let me just say this. The Blue Dot poll was done in Eastern Hanover when I was an aspirant. And I was given that poll by a member of the JBell. See that member? showed me leading the current member of parliament. Right? Then a cooked up poll was done by the PNP. I don't know the report, but I think that's a done on this. That showed the current member of parliament leading the majority. Right? I'm saying this to say that. So on that premise, it was said that the PNP will be choosing a new candidate. A new candidate was chosen. No poll was done for her. She was presented to the general public, had not gone to the Integrity Commission before, based on my information. I can't remember. But all the standards that were set for me was not set for other persons. And I've seen it in other countries. But honestly, I'm not going to get into PNP. You don't want to talk about the community I serve, but not PNP and JP, and not going in
So how do you see the election playing out in 2025? What are your thoughts on that?
And their politics is a lot. The JP currently holds 49 seats. So there probably needs to be a nationalizing of anywhere between 7 to 10% for the PNP win the general election. Can it be done? It can. But my reading of the political feelings is that when people want change, the JLP won the 1980 general election. And they again won the 1981 local election, and they won the 1983 snap election. It was called on my birthday.
PNP didn't participate.
The PNP didn't participate. But by 1986, the country wanted to change, and they voted 14 out of the 13 municipalities. Only St. Thomas was saved. The PNP won 30. And 3 years after, on February 9th, 1989, the PNP won 52 seats.
Yes.
I'm saying this to say that when people want change, the turnout is higher. In the last local election, and this is why I think the JP is actually not communicating properly.
The PNP did not win.
There's 14 parishes, and there's 13 municipalities. The JP wins 7 parishes out of 13 municipalities. That is simple maths, right? My job is not to come out there and do the JP. I'm not going to come out there and do it. You ask my question?
Yes, Craig, I answered the question. Yes.
So I'm saying that 29% of the persons in the country voted. And low voter turnout in a general election.
Normally favors incumbent.
Of the incumbent.
Yes.
If the turnout is at 30% for the general election, the JP, I think, will win with a few seats. If the turnout is anywhere between 45 and 50%, the PNP is going to win. It all depends on the turnout of it, in my opinion.
So how you think Hanover will go as a parish?
Again, I cannot see that. If conventional wisdom is to be believed, the fact that all 7 seats were won would give the advantage to the PNP. But the JP, through their central government, has shown us on that work. And the 2 members of parliament, I can speak definitely for Dear Brown in the Eastern, has been doing some political work. And he has smartly timed his political work to affect 1, his home community, 2, his largest support base, and 3, he has also been, this two division actually, he's weak in Chesapeake division and the Hooper division, he has been doing some work. But if the Sandy Bay division comes in strong, then there's a problem because the Chesapeake and the Hooper division always goes to the JLP in a general election. When the PLP win, it normally will have to win Sandy Bay by 1,000 votes. The last general election, current MP won Hooper division by 1,000 votes. If he wins Hooper division by 1,000 votes next time, he is assured to be the MP. If he wins it by 500 votes and the Sandy Bay division is won by 1,100 votes, as was in the parish council, he will certainly lose. So it all depends on the numbers. And it depends on the work that the councillors do. If the councillors are seen as ineffective and the populace or the voting public decides that both parties are the same, then guess what? They are going to not vote, not turn out. And then it is who have the most money that will win. And we know who have the most money. People on your side.
All right, let's leave politics a little bit and get to your other passion, which I don't know which one you love more, whether politics or football. So, which is it that you love more?
I don't like politics. I never love politics.
Okay, cool. Well, you love football.
I listen. From 2016 to 2022, I never attended a political meeting. I'm not as PNP and politically inclined as people think. After 2016, I never ever attended one meeting because I do not believe that someone from outside of the parish or somebody who's nonsensical should hold leadership. I do not believe that you should grow into a position you are affecting people's lives. People don't need.
Hold on. You don't believe that someone should grow in leadership position at the political level?
No.
Okay. So you should be ready-made to a certain extent. That's what you're saying.
You should be prepared to lead from the get-go. You should be.
I see. Football. What is happening with football in the parish? What's happening? What's going on?
Football in the parish is just a big disappointment. I mean, that is where my passion is. Because, as I told you before, I played at Honor College at all levels. I played for third grade in Sandy Bay. They were champions. I played a couple of Corner League for youths. I never went pro because when I left school, I knew that I needed to be successful. I couldn't waste my time on football. When I left school, finished playing for Car. When I was in Car, I was approached by Gene Gray, who was then the manager for Wadada. I knew that I needed money. I didn't need fear. I needed money because money is what gives you fear. I'm very happy here speaking right now on this. But I knew that I'm indebted to football and for what it has. You know, as a youngster, I went to Port. I never went to Portland. So I've been to Clarendon. I've been to St. Elizabeth. I've been to Westmoreland. I've been to Chillan. Football has taken me more places than I have taken myself. Football has allowed me to know more people than I would normally have known. And this is why it is very sad that football in the parish has come to this level. So the last time a major league, and the major league is the Jamaica Football Federation mandated position, competition that has to be played by a parish. Was in 2019. COVID came and it was not played. But then competition started to be played 21, 22, 23. When 2022 came, I said to the president that, we needed to have the sport going. I don't want to quote what he said because I don't want to get personal. But in a short, I know effort was made. And I decided that as somebody who is critical of other persons in organizations, me being the vice president, I could not stay. And this is my position. I am not afraid to walk away from lofty positions. I cannot be controlled by positions or money. I'm guided by my own principles. And I resigned as vice president. And I've been there. Even when I was vice president, I'm on record on television. I'm on radio as being critical.
So what is it that needs to be done to revitalize football in the
What we need is a new structure. What we need are new administrators with a blend of experienced persons. What we need are committed persons. What we need are sponsors. What we need is to start from the bottom up. Grassroots programs and these kids. Select the ones that are talented, have them in a special program so that we can at least groom them and we can sell one or two of them to persons and overseas market. That money can come back into the parish to develop our grounds. We need to deal with our playing fields. Sadly, Orchard venue, which more than $100 million was spent to construct. The most important part of the field was not addressed, which was the field itself. So we have stands, we have clubhouse, we have meeting room, we have all kind of things. But the football field and the netball field generates the action was not fixed.
Yeah.
And I think that is malpractice. But it was fixed by private how would I put it now? Companies, Round Hill and other charities, blah blah blah. The government, and this is clear, should have fixed that field. The last time that field was fixed was when it was made in 1993. In 1983.
83, yeah.
It was not fixed. It has not been fixed.
Fixing.
Since that.
Yeah. So it's in need of fixing. Yeah.
But it is sad that the field was condemned a couple months ago. Now, any team from Hooper that wants to play has to go to Watson Taylor Park in Lucy, which, in my opinion, is probably in a worse situation than Hooper.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So anywhere we take it, the program is in deep trouble in the parish. Yeah.
As I said, I don't have to be personal about anybody. Yeah. Just the broad facts supports all that I'm saying. It is there for everybody. My parish, I never have one stoplight. And the stoplight is at one of the richest community, Ocean Point. Where we really have a traffic problem. A Hooper that is being plagued by traffic problem. Lucy that is being gutted by traffic problem. And even Sandyville has traffic issues. Sandyville. Wait.
Yeah, optics matter, yeah.
No, it's not optics. It's life. That is what people have to live with.
Yeah. Football nationally, how is your perception of that?
I don't want to speak about the football nationally. The JFF that has allowed Hanover to do all that they have done doesn't deserve to be spoken about. I won't be speaking on the JFF. I think the latest result in the Copa America speak for itself. I'm not going to even speak about the JFF. I'm speaking about Hanover. Hanover.
Nothing to say about Leon.
I mean, when Walter Boyd, leading up to the 98 Olympics, World Cup, was playing for the Colorado Rapids, and he said he wanted 160,000 a month to play. He was vilified and crucified by many people. That he was greedy, he was this and he was that. And it was because of his stance that the companies in Jamaica came together together and have this program called Dr. Player. And that is how footballers started making money. I don't know if all of the demands that Leonel has made is true because him and his agent have denied it. But what I can tell you is that he and the standard that he's setting now, 2-3 years on the road, it will be normal for the GFF deal with all of them. Some of the players. Probably even him.
All right, Craig, it's 11:44, probably it's 12:44 wherever you are, right?
You have no less than 5 minutes. I have to go shortly. I'm tired. We can do it the next time. I'm tired.
Yeah, we're going to do it the next time. You read my mind. Yeah, you read my mind. We're going to do it the next time. When both you are in a better position.
It's 12:44 my time here.
Exactly.
It's way past my bedtime. So
way past your bedtime. So I'm going to.
Yeah, so you have 6 minutes.
Last parting word from you. Last thing from you. Bell is asking you, what do you think about the crime in Sandy Bay?
Say again?
Bell is asking, what do you think about the crime in Sandy Bay and Hopewell?
The crime?
Yes.
The crime starts at home.
Yeah.
Because we have no youngsters nowadays learning a skill set. When you are going to school, you're an educator, you're a teacher. I don't know if in your time, but in my time, every child knows that when they leave school, is either they're going to go to college or university or they're going to have to learn a skill or a trade. Now, that has gone through the window. Easy life, easy living. People believe that they should take what you have because it belongs to them, which is so wrong. So the police are not being given the kind of tool that it deserves. There is no zero tolerance approach to crime. When you are serious on traffic, the crime situation is down because most criminals travel and are mobile. And if they know that the police is on the road, they're not going to move around under certain things. The police investigative capacity in the parish is very dismal in terms of how they investigate matters. They are very reactive, and that is why you have crimes happening in one community over again. And the source of the problem is there that can be controlled or it can be contained, and that is not being done. The police too are not being given the tools to work. One vehicle or 2 vehicles on the way cannot serve Sunday Open Division that has voters 10 or 18,000 people, plus those who are not on the voters list, which is probably 3,000.
Probably it's even 20,000. Yeah. It's 10 and 8, yeah, or 10 and 9 now, probably.
Right. So the amount. I mean, we have a new police station in Hope. It is really digital because I've not seen any manual police out there in the square directing traffic. I've not seen any police officer out there just relating. I think even community policing has gone to the window. I've not seen any of that. I've not seen the impact of the police youth club. I'm not seeing any mentorship program being done. But also, we cannot blame the police because all these things start at home. And we have many broken homes. A lot of these youngsters, they get the girls pregnant and they just move along to the next one. And they get another one pregnant. And they move along. So most of these males have a father figure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for a cool, scintillating, informative interview. You didn't have to come on because it was and still is late where you are, soon 1 a.m. there. So, Mr. Craig Anover and Oates, we will do this again when you are ready, and we will chat about.
And I just want to say this, that persons who are in public life should be criticized for not working. And when they are working, they should be commended. And I will take the opportunity to commend the present member of parliament for Eastern Alabama, JBell, who I have bashed personally over the last 2 years. I'm not doing the same thing that I'm now going to commend him for doing, which is fixing roads. Is he doing everything now? And some persons will say it took him 8 years to do it. But knowing the process of government, as I've said to persons, there are many who came before that have never done that. And it's almost 6 miles of road from Capone Castle to Hopewell Square. And to fix 6 mile of road, build retaining wall, dig down quarry, put in curb and channel is a significant achievement by any metrics. And will it help him to win the election? I don't know. Do I care? I don't care either. But he should be commended for that work and some other work. And I think that the JB has really. I was saying to somebody that the two persons that have built the most roads in Eastern Alabama is JBell and Francis. But if you ask people, they say no. Because JBell does not. But I think you're the PRO, you're not publicizing. But that is his business. But when you look at the local level, if you put the councillors, even former JLP councillors, and ask the JLP and the PNP at the local council levels how much roads they are fixed, some cannot point to one. And that is sad. That is sad. And I must commend Dr. D.K. who also did a great piece of work when he did the Mount Prayer to Sandy Bay.
All right, Craig. So commendations again to our member of parliament. And as you said, that, yeah, it's a criticism that the team needs to put out, the fact that if you compare him to Francis Tulloh, then he has probably even as far back as Arnold Jackson. You could say that they are the member of parliament that have done some things for infrastructure in the constituency. It's a constituency that needs a lot of work in terms of roads and all of those things. And we see and hear your passion, and we look forward to talking to you again about crime or whatever community issues that you want to talk about at a time when it's conducive to you and you have rested and all of that. But we're going to let you go. It's basically 1 o'clock where you are, and it's late in the morning. So thank you for joining, boss. All the best.
All right, blessed love.
Yeah, it's a good conversation, and we'll do this again.
All right, cool.
Cool. All right, guys. So that's the first conversation with Craig Oates, guys. You know, it went well. We will do this again at some other point. As I said earlier, for those of you who probably didn't join when we started the conversation, he was traveling and got home late, and then to log into, StreamYard and to do all of this. And there were some issues with the audio. I don't know if it's from our end. I think it's mostly from his end, the issues with audio. And yeah, so that's it. And we'll do this again. So yes, I need to go to my bed to go to work tomorrow and all of those things. So thank you for joining us. And those of you who will watch this in the morning, thank you for watching, and all the best. This is Real Life JA on JBell Entertainment TV, and we're sponsored by Sky Beach Restaurant Bar and Grill. I'm your host, Shane Reed. Good night, good morning. See you.
Real Life JA, Hanover's #1 talk show, is back. Tune in to your host, Shane Reed.
Are you ready, guys? She says she's ready.
Yeah, man,
ready?
Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Weekly rebroadcast is aired on Cornwall Communications Network, channel 0313 and on MF Telecom Channel 100. You're invited to be a guest on the show. So please call 876-320-6013. Real Live JA, where we discuss and dissect real events to the core.
In association with Down Sound Entertainment presents Reggae Sumfest at Catherine Hall, Montego Bay.
Join us for Festival Night 1 on July 19th.
Featuring Capleton, YG Marley,
450, Dexida, Valiant,
Idonia, TJ, Jada Kingdom,
Mungo Honorable,
Craft,
Turbulence,
Jaquan, Marcy Chin,
Pablo YG,
and Armani.
See ReggaeSumfest.com for more ticket information.
Reggae Sumfest.
Or music, or festival, or culture.
Something for everyone.
Sponsored by Magnum, Ray and Nephew, Appleton Estate, the Jamaica Tourist Board, H&L Rapid True Value, Hennessy, Iberia Star Resort, Secrets Resort, and more. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Big up JBell Entertainment TV. Yeah, man.
Sky Beach Bar and Seafood Grill, located in Hopewell, Hanover, offers you a variety of local Jamaican seafood cuisine. Dine in a tropical garden setting in one of our famous tiki huts, or get your feet wet in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We also cater to large group parties, weddings, and conferences. We provide free Wi-Fi to all persons dining. Come in and ask about our Sky Beach bed breakfast accommodation. Fully air-conditioned rooms with all modern amenities. We're only 15 minutes away from Montego Bay. Call for reservations 956-5006 or 547-3971. We will be happy to serve you.
Real Live JA, Hanover's #1 talk show, is back. Tune in to your host Shane Reed.
Are you ready, guys? She says she's ready.
Yeah, man,
ready?
Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Weekly rebroadcast is aired on Cornell Communications Network, Channel 0313, and on MF Telecom, Channel 100. You're invited to be a guest on the show. So please call 876-320-6013. Real Live JA, where we discuss and dissect real events to the core.
JBell Entertainment TV. Come and share your world with us.